The only way to make sense out of a change is to plunge into it, move with it, and join the dance, said Alan Watts. This quote actually talking about the Aquarian spirit of embracing change, staying open to new ideas, and trusting in the process of transformation. It aligns perfectly with the energy of the new moon, which going to trine Jupiter, urging us to take bold steps toward innovation and growth. All right, guys, thank you so much to being here. Welcome back to my channel. This is Cosmic Insight Astrology. I am your co-pilot, Christina. Today we're going to talk about the new moon in Aquarius, which is going to take place at 9 degrees 51 minutes. And it's going to actually trine Jupiter in Gemini, which is in detriment and going to conjunct asteroid Silver and also going to conjunct asteroid Icarus and square Vesta and also going to trine Tyche. And we're going to talk about all of it. If you know me, then you know I'm usually starting with a quote, then I'm moving forward to the Sabian symbols, and then I'm going to talk about a little bit of mythology and the astrological aspect, and I'm going to talk about the collective with specific examples over here and move toward to the 12 signs, talking about each individual signs, how is it going to actually work out for you. And then I'm coming always with a meditation for the lunations. So, what can we know about this new cycle, right? Because of this new moon is a new cycle. The new moon is a fresh start, a new beginning. When you are planting the seeds for futures, and this is in Aquarius, right? And Aquarius actually is the energy of independence, the energy of unconventional thinking, also. Aquarius is really, really future oriented and, very, very radical as well. And Aquarius is ready to embrace actually the unknown, right? It is okay with radical changes because it's ruled by Saturn and ruled by Uranus. And as you see over there in the pictures, you can see, like during this new moon, we are also having Pluto and Mercury conjunction in Aquarius at 1 degree 52 minutes. So they are co-joined this new moon, right? So we have to talk about that. And you can see Saturn, the traditional avatar of Aquarius in Pisces, and actually it squares Jupiter in detriment in Gemini. And also we can see Uranus in Taurus, right? All right, guys. So we have to see the sky pictures to understand what's going on with the world and in our personal life. So first we're going to talk about the Sabian symbol. And that is 9 degree 51 minutes in Aquarius. So we're going to check the Sabian symbol between the 9 and 10 degrees of Aquarius. It is 10 degrees Aquarius, right? And actually, a man who had for a time become the embodiment of a popular ideal is made to realize that as a person, he is not this ideal. So, what does it show us? So, this symbol actually going to reveal a deep and significant moment of self awareness and realization for all of us. It represents us as men, women, who for a period has embodied some kind of popular ideas or beliefs, something that others may have admired or aspired to. However, at this degree, the man is forced to confront the truth. Despite representing the idea to others, he or she as an individual does not fully align with. This is a moment of disillusionment, but also of awakening where the individual comes to understand the difference between external perceptions and their true self. So the symbol speaks to the core of self identity and the challenges that arise when the idealized version of ourselves is exposed. And, it's somehow it's incomplete and false. So we're going to actually go and get into this analysis because, finally we're going to realize we are not this superficial image. We have a bigger role in society. And, that is actually to acknowledge and work on your human revolutions. So, on the other hand, what I wanted to talk about over here, it's not only the rebirth by the new moon, but the same day, the 29th, we are entering a new Chinese year. And the new Chinese year, the Chinese New Year, going to be represented by the snakes. So what is this? The snakes actually, the snake in astrology actually ruled by the eighth house, right? And the eighth house, anything to do with death and rebirth. The snake itself, it's death and rebirth as well. Something to do with spirituality. We are going to move away from the old and going to even old habits, anything what no longer serve us or we don't value anymore. And, the snake actually is really, really magnetic, and actually the snake is, it can hear the Mother Earth heartbeat, right? So the snake also capable of wisdom and awareness and transformation. How does it transform? Actually, it sheds the old skin off, right? So the snake shedding the skin off representing a renewal. And this also very mysterious because of, like we, as humans, we are also shedding somehow our skins every single day. But, the way the snake is shedding it off and leaving it behind, it's really, really visual. So the snake also representing pharmaceuticals. It's also representing very deep thinking and intuition and also self-reliance. And, it could be something to do with intuition, but also we have to be really cautious. Why? Because of, it's not only symbol of renewal and growth, but also it is something to do with, inner work and also something to do with manipulation and dishonesty, right? Um, so we have to try to remain true to ourselves and avoid deceit over here with the snake years. So we're going to embrace changes, right? The way we are going to actually leave behind old habits and fears and limiting beliefs. And we're going to make space for new beginnings. That's what it is with grace and wisdom. It's a new chapter. All right. And then we're going to also talk about a little bit of the numerology 9 because of this year is Mars ruled because 2025 added together is 9, which is ruled by Mars. And also we live in the period 9 year by Feng Shui, which is also ruled by fire, right? And Mars representing fire as well, but Mars in the eighth house in Scorpio, it's snakes and Scorpios, right? So the Chinese New Year actually is aligning with it. And you see, we are entering into this year, but we already having the huge fire in actually California. I was talking about because Ali has a Pluto return, and it could actually represent. We going to have actually somehow more fire related incidents during period 9 and also during this Mars year. And as we are entering, we heard about the ceasefire in the Middle East, right? But Mars is representing still something to do with wars. At this moment, when I'm doing this video about the new moon, Mars still in retrograde and it's in out of bound and it's in four position. So it's still uncertain. On February 24th, gonna go direct and, we will see what's going to happen. But It was already negotiated the ceasefire when Israel still dropped a bomb on Gaza and killed over 140 people, which is actually devastating. And I just can't even put my mind around how can we actually take other people's life. Doesn't matter which side you are on or what you are representing. I believe in, like no human life should be taken by another human. So that's what it is. And that's what actually the thinking is the way we are, like not animals, but somehow I feel like humans are the most disgusting creatures somehow. And I'm sorry to say that because probably who is listening me right now, it's not because you are here to do your human revolution and you are here to grow and you are here to make a change. But in general, if I look around and when I travel the world, I still see so many, hatred, and I still so many, who are not aligned actually with spirituality, and there is still a lot of greed. So I hope we're going to change because Pluto also went to Aquarius, right? And during this new moon, actually, it's going to conjunct with Mercury. You can see that on the screen. And actually, it could be something which we're going to talk about later, but something coming to the surface, what was hidden from us. All right, guys. So let's see. Jupiter is in detriment, and actually, the new moon is going to trine with Jupiter. And Jupiter in detriment, actually, it's not really strong over here. It cannot be expensive or growth oriented, but it's the nature of Jupiter. However, it's still going to bring in some kind of opportunity with mental expansion and learning and curiosity, right? But on the other hand, Jupiter actually it's in rulership in Sagittarius in daytime and at nighttime in Pisces and actually exalted in Cancer. So I can't wait Jupiter to go to Cancer on June 9th because anyone who has Jupiter in rulership or exaltation or your rising sign, your chart ruler is Jupiter, will be actually having a lot of amazing growth. All right. But this new moon actually going to bring in some kind of expensive possibility for those willing to explore new intellectual territories. But it is also warning you to spreading yourself thin. So, for example, maybe you are putting way too much money in workshops, right? And you are spending a lot of money to spread that's to study. That is Jupiter in detriment. Or maybe you have too much responsibility because you entered actually an education and a university, but somehow it is something to do with like, all right, I'm studying, but I'm a mother also, and also I'm working as well, and how can I actually manage my life right now because I overpromised. And what we also have to talk about, because this is a new moon, the new moon is when the sun and the moon are merged together in heaven. They are the lovers, the female and the male. I always say that, here they make love. And this is a new beginning. It is a fertile soil, because we can plant seeds here. The moonlights are not seen, so it's total dark. But I hope the stars going to shine for us right now. And the sun also is in detriment actually during Aquarius season. So the Aquarius new moon, it's a new beginning, but because the sun and the moon merge together in heaven, the sun is not in, it's across Leo, right? And across Leo, it's the axis energy. It means the sun is in detriment. It's not strong. So, it's taking away from the new moon, a little bit of energy over here. And then Vesta going to square the new moon in Aquarius. But also, we talked about the conjunction of asteroid Silver and the conjunction of asteroid Icarus. So, let's see how is it going to work out and, how the whole entire new moon is working out for the entire collective. And we call that mundane astrology, right? So actually, Vesta is the sacred devotion. So its focus is on spiritual services and it squares the new moon in Aquarius. So it creates some kind of tension between desire for personal innovation and the pull of responsibility or devotion to a greater cause. So here is the thing. The square actually is Martian in flavor. So that's the conflict over here. That's the inner conflict between, your personal and desires and the unconventional path, because Aquarius is always an unconventional energy. Something what you need to be dedicated to. Maybe it's a group, because Aquarius also representing a group as well, but you also have personal needs and you don't know what to do right now, which one to fulfill. For example, you may feel torn between your own freedom and own personal freedom over here and to fulfill an obligation to go to a party, an event what you actually invited to. It could be a work event, but you don't want to actually right now. Maybe you want to be segregated from society, right? So the pressure to fit into a group or to fulfill responsibilities to others could clash with that kind of free will. Like the free will over here is like, all right, I want to just sit by the fireplace and have a glass of wine or just read a book and, not going to those parties because I just don't want to be around people. All right, so it could actually cause some kind of frustration, and you need to somehow find balance, between the community life and responsibilities, and also, like with your inner desires as well. All right, and the new moon also going to conjunct asteroid Silver, guys. And Silver actually, that's why it's very important because of the moon itself. It's rules Silver as well. So we might going to actually see something over here with maybe the silver price is going to change somehow, right? And especially because it's trine Jupiter and Jupiter is growth. So it could be something amplifying over there, increasing actually the value of silver or the value of water because of the moon itself representing water as well, value of clean drinking water. Maybe we will see there will be a lot of non-profit organization coming up right now who is going to provide clean water to underprivileged areas, third world countries, Africa, and they're going to actually dig wells, for people. But also the moon is or emotion or subconscious as well, right? So over here it could be the silver itself. I also feel like it's a silver lining also and emotion. So many of us with this Aquarius new moon going to find the silver lining, right? Even how to create balance in our life, for example, find our inner voice, right? So then also the new moon is going to conjunct with asteroid Icarus. And Icarus in mythology was really over ambitious and he took very risky ventures and he wanted to pursue freedom and without regard for his limitations. And he was actually reminded, like, don't reach or overreach too high because you can fall, you can burn your wings. And he didn't care. He didn't care. He didn't take anybody's advices, right? So this is actually reminding us and asking us please don't be over ambitious because you can fall. Don't put all your eggs in cryptocurrency because you can lose everything. I'm saying cryptocurrency over here because Aquarius also rules crypto world. Uranus rules technology and uranium and crypto world. So over here, it could be something like be mindful with your investment. Like I understand you want to have boundaries and freedoms, but you also need structure in your life and you also need to be grounded, right? And Uranus is, and Aquarius ruled by Uranus and Saturn, but Uranus is the wind. It's like the tornado, it's extreme wind. And with Icarus over here and conjunct with Icarus, it's like fly, fly, fly high up and it's taking you faster than you expected. But because of you are not capable, for example, to deal with the fame, and the fame could be, for example, like quick, the 15 minutes fame, and then you can fall into the deep hole and become depressed after that because of you don't know how to handle fame, right? So it could be something like that. So, this is some kind of realistic limitations, and you will have to be actually aware of that. We all have some kind of limitations here. And it could be physical, it could be, like even mental limitation, but I understand we all have ambitious and we want to reach, and achieve, but be careful a little bit here. But the other thing what I wanted to also talk about, Tyche. Tyche is going to trine the new moon. And Tyche, I really like this asteroid because it's fate and, good chances and luck. And also, it's abundance. It's really, really abundance. So it's going to bring in opportunities, which is going to be favorable and fortunate for us as well. So that's why we might want to reach really high because there is an opportunity, you take onto it and you feel really overly, optimistic because it's also trine Jupiter as well. And then you take onto a lot and then you are not capable actually to provide or live up to your promises. And then you can fall like Icarus. So be careful what you promise over here. But definitely, Tishi could be amazing opportunities and very, very positive outcomes if you are watching your limit and you put some kind of boundaries, or if you grounding yourself simple with a meditation. So luck could come on your side, right? All right. So let me see what else we can talk about here, actually. And, we were talking about who is, oh, yes, it's going to square Vesta. I forgot to actually mention Vesta over here because it's very, very important. And actually, Vesta is the goddess of the heart of the home. It's symbolizing actually your dedication and your commitment to anything, to a new business, to a new partnership. It's the eternal flame. It's the eternal flame, but always there and can be distinguished. So, you know, Vesta is over here because the square is some kind of tension over here. It's also going to symbolize, like, yes, I want to be dedicated. I got this opportunity. It is an amazing growth in my career, but somehow I still have family. I still have responsibilities and other commitments. And how can I overcome that? So the conflict coming from here, right? Over. So let's see what else could happen during this time. And let's move a little bit further and let's see these squares and conjunction and trines. What is it going to bring in for us? We know about the crisis in the Middle East and between Russia and Ukraine, and the TikTok ban, or also banning also here, and also we have the fire actually in California. So, for example, it could be some kind of breakthrough right now in international relationship. Why? Because, wherever has been some kind of conflict brewing between the countries, right now they are going to come up with some kind of new resolution. So it is almost like a third country could come into the two parties which are fighting with each others, and it's going to be the diplomatic, and it's going to create peace somehow. But the outcome, we also have actually Pluto and Mercury conjunction here during the new moon. And we just entered the year of snake, and snake could be manipulative. So, maybe some kind of peace agreement could be signed, but the tension going to remain beneath the surface. Or, it is more like ideological kind of signing the papers and the peace, but somehow one of the party not going to keep the promises. So yeah, there is going to be some kind of peace talks, and also trade negotiations as well, but somehow the differences is not going to be just yet somehow resolved. Also, there could be some kind of beautiful new advances in technology and education because of the trine to Jupiter and also the trine to Tyche. And because Tyche brings fortunate opportunities, anything with the educational sector, because of also Jupiter is in Gemini, and Gemini represent educations and remote educations, Actually, it's going to help to bridge the gap for students in underprivileged areas. And it's going to offer online learning. As I told you guys, Musk is really close to the fire right now. So Elon Musk is capable to create a lot of new apps. You will see he will come right now up with something very similar like TikTok. And also, it will be some kind of amazing opportunity with, as I said, he is want to do the new cell phone, which will be really affordable, and you don't have to change constantly, like the iPhone. It's gonna put iPhone out of market, I think, because iPhone always changing, and terrible with this kind of situation, like the new charger, and it is just terrible solution for iPhone. But I think Musk with the Starlinks, which is going to be available for everyone and everywhere, and doesn't matter what kind of disaster, you're not gonna be out of internet if it is anything to do with weather. Hurricanes or tornadoes, whatever, you're still going to have the internet with Starlink. So it's going to be affordable for everyone, and it's a free, accessible internet solution. So this is going to be big over here. And on the other hand, we have to understand what else is going on during this new moon. It's also going to square with Vesta, and Vesta is fire. It's devotion, but also the eternal flame. It's flame. And the new moon is the day when we're going to have the snake year, which is also, it's a wood snake year, but however, in astrology, the snake ruled by the eighth house, of Scorpio, which is also ruled by Mars, right? And we have a period 9 year and the numerology 9 year. So definitely it could bring up actually more dryness and actually raising the temperature of the water, and something to do with the glaciers. Obviously, if the temperature is raising there, it could be more natural disasters here. The healthcare breakthrough, new moon trying to Tisha, and actually trying also to what is that, Jupiter over here. There could be some kind of groundbreaking health development here, anything to do with pharmaceuticals, because Jupiter rules Pisces as well, and Pisces is pharmaceuticals, right? So it could be some kind of research over here, something to data analysis, right? Um, but because of Uranus ruled, Aquarius ruled by Uranus and Saturn, but Uranus is also anything to do with data and data analysis. So there will be some kind of success in treatment we will celebrate. Like globally going to celebrate some kind of breakthrough. And because Aquarius also rules the geniuses, but also rules any kind of neurological illness. And Pluto also is in Aquarius, which is anything to do with genetic diseases or gene manipulation here. So I would think also, Alzheimer, autism, and things like that could be some kind of breakthrough over here, which they're going to announce, okay, we are capable to manipulate the genes and autism going to be cured, or Alzheimer and anything like dementia or Parkinson. But because of Pluto and Mercury also conjunct, it could be some kind of political reform as well, because it's going to coexist with the new moon in Aquarius. And actually, it's not a lot of degree between them, because of the new moon, it's in 9 degrees, and actually, Pluto and Mercury is 1 degree 51 minutes. So actually, it's a quite a conjunction over here, but and because of Pluto is power, and it could be political power as well. But somehow I do feel that it's going to be a reform here. Something to do with a change in political system. It could bring in some kind of social unrest in some countries, because maybe a new reform. So, and because of also Aquarius ruled by Uranus, and Uranus rules the gay people, it could be, and transgender people, it could be something to do with, limiting their opportunity to get married, or situation like that, and they're going to have some kind of social unrest, and they want to actually vote for social equality right over here. So reform, reform, reform. And I feel it's going to belong from the people. So we're going to experience a lot of social unrest right now. Mm. Social justice, right? All right. And also because of, Pluto is also over here, and Pluto rules the stock market, and and Aquarius, because of Uranus, rules cryptocurrency or technology. It could be some kind of sudden change, not just in international trade, but also on stock as well, or in cryptocurrency values as well. So, for example, it could be a scenario where, there could be some kind of old resources like oil or natural gas or anything to do with agricultural products, going to have some kind of international trade disruption, and the global market going to face volatility, as because of the countries going to try to adjust to the new policies, and it's going to actually reflect on the export import businesses. Right now, for example, what I try to say over here, like tomorrow Trump going to get inaugurated to be a president in the US, and he said he's going to put 25 to 35% of tariffs, and it's going to change the supply chain and the global market, right? And that is the disruption over here. And obviously, guys, when I'm analyzing stocks as well, if it is geopolitical or even weather-related situation going on, it's going to change the market. That's what it is. We all interwoven. All right, but because of Tyche and because of the trine to Jupiter, there is also going to be an amazing new kind of pressure from the people, which is going to make the political environment, the Congress or the governments, to change something about, for example, climate change, or to be more responsible somehow, more renewable energy, something to do with climate actions. And they will have to make a change because they will see, okay, the fire in California, all right, then it's going to be blizzard. Okay, then it's going to be a lot of, because North Node is in Pisces after the blizzard and a lot of snow, it could be like the great floods. So they will need to do something about the climate change. And, it's going to have to come through some kind of pressure from the people. But because Pluto went to Aquarius and Mercury conjunct over here, they're going to hear the voice of the people. So that's why I'm seeing that it's going to be a lot of social unrest and in general, just which is going to bring in some kind of maybe even peace talks and ceasefires and some kind of resolution everywhere. So also because of Pluto is anything to do with gene manipulations here and Mercury. I would think that it's going to be a lot of news around, like how to program the mind and, amputees and, that kind of, which could be really, really good for the people who lost limbs. But also, how to actually manipulate the mitochondria and it's going to help actually to heal the people. So there is going to be, or, even frequency healing. I would think there will be something coming out right now, which gonna talk about frequency healing. But on the other hand, because of, this is the new moon is squaring with Vesta and conjunct Icarus, and because also it's trining with Jupiter, but Jupiter is in detriment. There could be some kind of issue with energy, some kind of energy crisis coming in, especially because Saturn also in Pisces and Saturn also square Gemini, because you have to see the ruler of the moon. Always you have to check the condition of the ruler of the moon. And because of that, there could be some kind of disruption in trading in oil or natural gas or some kind of energy as well. So some kind of energy crisis could come in. And because of the sun right now is in detriment and Pluto is with Mercury, right, in Aquarius, but this is a new moon. I would think we're going to have a lot of solar flares, and that is actually some kind of disruption to our technology. So it's not only going to be like disruption for our communities with social unrest over here and, negotiation and protest and movements and, public dissatisfaction, but also it is the solar flare going to maybe a blackout, or it could bring in issues with Teslas or the navigation systems, the flying navigation. So hopefully we're not going to have more airplane tragedies because we had 4 or 5 in 1 week. So that was really devastating. But unfortunately, it could bring in technological issues and it could bring in some kind of navigation system issues, which could lead to that kind of crisis as well. And on the other hand, it could also bring in corporate scandals. Why? Because of, Aquarius is corporate world also, and Pluto is anything to do what was hidden, and it's a new moon, so it's coming to surface, right? Anything to do with the corporate wrongdoing, whatever was unethical. If they let toxin in the water, for example, or we can actually hear a few things about Vanguard, or we will see actually maybe issues with the FDA, and actually a lot of people going to get fired with the new administration in the US. But even if you live in another country, guys, all over the world, people going to resign and new people, new government going to take over, even if the newly elected governments around the world would face that kind of situation because of this new moon is going to unfold until the full moon in Aquarius, which is half year. So yes, it will actually not exactly the same day going to happen, but within half year, the story going to unfold, right? We just have to check the sky like a picture, take a picture of the sky the moment it happens, and then what is going to unfold the next 6 months for us. So corporate scandals for sure. And anything to do with researchers. Uranus is also researchers. So a lot of researchers going to let go, some kind of issue with Silicon Valley, right? So what I just actually was reading right now, and I told you about in my other video when I was analyzing the LA situation, the LA lake over there, it's a lot of lithium, Silicon Valley lithium. We need that for batteries technology, right? And another fire started, but they tell the people to move because it's toxic. Of course, if they're going to put the lithium on fire, like it's going to be toxic, so people have to get moved out. But this area actually, this lithium, what they just found, it is like $600 billion worth. Obviously, they need that to the new technology, Pluto being, in Aquarius and during this new moon, obviously. Probably until the full moon gonna happen in Aquarius, they're going to start the mining somehow in this area. So I can definitely see that. But also we're going to have a lot of whistleblowers and scandals and anything to do with corruption in government or in corporate. So, FDA, in the US, because I live in the US, Fauci has to go. I mean, he's old and he was there for a long time, for God's sake, anyway. But way too long. But anyway, in other countries, you will see that unfolding as well. And as I said, it could also have some kind of weather extremes, as I said, the blizzards, right? Because Aquarius ruled by Saturn, and Saturn is very cold energy. So, anything to do with darkness and blizzards. And actually, Saturn is in Pisces right now, if you see the sky, and Pisces is fog. So, for example, it could be like fogs for days, and we don't see the great fog in Britain. I don't know when was it, but actually I was watching the Queen, the series, and then a lot of people, and it was not smoke and smog, but it was something to do with just simple fog and weather-related issues. But it could be also because of corporates. They're going to actually have a lot of waste in the air, right? And that's why it could be foggy in some places like China, or like there is a lot of manufactured companies with which is create a lot of waste and smog as well. So yeah, we can see that to happen as well. So on the other hand, because people are not capable to just be bystanders anymore, and they're going to make sure their voice are heard, like Mercury, Pluto in Aquarius, close to the new moon. It's also going to address financial inequality and some kind of reform over here, or at least being able to see where is. You see, I just was reading actually, like they want to let us see where is actually the people who working for government, where they actually invest their money. And if people, just general people, the general public, where are people who are actually very wealthy investing, and if you can see their profile or portfolio, obviously you are able to make better decisions as well, right? Because they're closer to the fire, they know what to do, they have their advisors, and if you know that, we also can actually benefit out from that. So I could see that also, some kind of inequality over here, and it's going to be adjusted, or somehow to at least to see them, it could be some kind of recovery for just the general public because of the inflation and what is going on right now. But The square to Vesta, because Vesta is anything to do with devotion and responsibility as well. And it could actually show the economic inequality and the corruption in governments around the world, in administration. So the citizens actually going to create some kind of unrest over here within nations, and you will hear like a lot of people or a lot of countries going to have some kind of unrest, and they want reform, and they want to be heard. So that's definitely there. All right. On the other hand, there could be also, because of Pluto and Mercury also in Aquarius conjuncting, there could be some kind of what is that when they are tracking your cryptocurrency and stealing it? It is cyber security. Yes, it is some kind of cyber attack, and you're going to hear that. And you know what I think? Because Pluto is power, I would think they're going to actually do something with political um, papers, anything to do with FBI, CIA, right? Because Pluto also, it's the hidden agenda. It is the something to do with CIA and FBI, and also, mafia and cartel. So somehow I feel like somebody going to have a cyber attack, which is going to revolve all the nastiness of those kind of agencies, and we're going to know about that, what are they really doing behind the behind the curtain. Also, we're going to have a lot of financial scandals, and we're going to learn about briberies and like mismanagement of the money, for example, for mayors and governors can go to jail during this time. So we're going to hear a lot about that. Um, and definitely something to do with mafia and something to do with cartel as well, because Pluto representing that. And I would think also because Pluto also representing sex trafficking and sexual scandals. So we're going to have a lot more information coming out. It's going to be revealed, at least one part of it, going to be revealed for the public. And we want to have justice, and we want to fight somehow for human rights, right? So this could be really, really great because of we are going to be aware. And I always tell to people, when you are aware who is your enemy, who are you actually standing across, then you are capable to fight. Because I always like open enemies, not hidden enemies, because if I have hidden enemies who is sabotaging me, I have someone, for example, when I'm doing my videos, and the moment I put my videos on, somebody dislike it right away. And obviously the person didn't even listen it, but that could be some kind of personal, revenge on me, or I don't know, jealousy, somebody who I don't know what I have done, obviously, but somebody who is disliking my videos right away. So it could be like it's coming to surface. And also because of Aquarius's technology, so I would think Pluto is something hidden. So we will actually have some kind of opportunity to see even who dislikes our videos, or the rivals, the person who is behind that anonymous comments, for example, because a lot of people are so coward, to making comments online. I call them the keyboard warriors, or they have some kind of liquid, courage or whatever they take during that time. They have nothing else to do, just troll other people. I feel sorry for them on one point, but I have to tell you guys, it's also very annoying because I'm giving my heart out, and sometimes I like, what the heck is wrong with people? Why don't they just scroll over? If you don't like something, then don't listen it. I don't actually put a gun to your head to listen to me. If you don't like me, you don't like my accent, you think, like whatever, you just don't like me at all. So just scroll and just leave me alone kind of situation. All right. So, but Okay, it's enough about complain over here, but there is definitely a lot of cover up going to come out during this time, and I really really love this kind of situation. So, and on the financial system, I was talking about the cryptocurrency and the financial system because of, you have to check where is actually Uranus and Saturn. Saturn is actually in Pisces, which rules pharmaceutical, oil, and natural gas, right? And also the underprivileged, the society which is actually pressed and pushed on the edge of, the society. And also over here, Uranus is in Taurus, in detriment. And, Uranus still, it's not in high performance, but when it's going to go to Gemini July 9, July 7th, it's going to perform better. But so Uranus is in Taurus, and Taurus is financial axis, but Uranus is cryptocurrency, right? But in general, because Pluto is in Aquarius, so anything to do with technology, blockchain technology, anything to do with decentralized finances, we're going to bypass actually the Plutonian bank system, and because of, you can see where is Uranus right now, everything is going to be more exciting. It's a shake-up. And because of we're going to have shake-up also on corruption and illegal transactions and cyber attacks, we're going to see what's going on. It's going to give us some kind of exciting times, and we're going to be happy about that. But definitely, it could actually bring in some kind of change in the value of cryptos and technology, or at least if some crypto going to go really high up. But I would also think maybe it could be also something to do, but not necessarily Bitcoin going to be the king, because everybody says Bitcoin gonna be the king, but we might going to get surprised, and we might going to see actually Stellar and Ripple going to perform a lot better, or at least Ethereum or Doge going to stay behind and going to perform better. But it is actually just for entertainment. Don't take my advice. Always actually do your own research. I always advise that for everyone. All right. So, but definitely we will see something over here with a shakeup, and something else is going to lead the market, which we didn't expect. Uh, but we're going to definitely make sure security, cyber security is more reliable somehow, and surveillances are more reliable. Yes, that is going to be something with surveillance cameras, or in general with cameras, and it's something to do with new. Oh, I know. For example, I'm doing palmistry and face diagnosis classes, and my husband just showed me a new mirror, which is actually analyzing in the morning when it's a smart mirror going in the bathroom, and it's checking your facials and anything to do with, okay, it's checking your temperature, the oxygen saturation. It can somehow detect everything, if you are ill, your temperature, everything about your breathing, and it's saying if you are healthy or not, or if you should go to the doctor. So it is like unbelievable, but we're going to have something available like this really, really soon for the publics. And like anything to do with social media, because of Aquarius is the platform, it is the way we are connect each others, that is our social media account. And because Pluto Mercury conjunct, obviously this is something to do with some kind of seize over here, some kind of manipulation control. So TikTok was banned, right? And because of also, if you check, why do I say that? Because you check where is Saturn and where is Uranus, right? And Saturn actually in Pisces square with Gemini, Jupiter. And that is actually over here censorship. It means censorship. So it actually banned TikTok, and it is during the new moon, guys. All right. And what else we can also talk about that? Hmm. But I told you that it's going to be new platforms coming up right away, or at least during the 6 months. And we were talking about the FBI and the CIA, and it could be some kind of data protection laws, some new data protection laws coming out as well, and which is going to prioritize actually the user's privacy. And I hope it will happen, but before it could be some kind of issue with cybersecurity. Definitely censorship, but TikTok already said, because it was banned, it is some kind of censorship over here. All right, and then also could be something to do with, huh, they going to somehow get into the data of the FBI and CIA, and they're going to get out a lot of um, data about politicians or what they were doing, and it's going to raise some kind of concern around the world. I don't know if I wanted to talk anything else about. No, I don't. So I just going to go one by one each individual signs, guys. And the sun sign is your vitality. That's your father figure. That's your career. That's your energy, your mission. Your moon is everything about your subconscious, your fears, your emotions, the way you are mothering, your living situation, your family, your real estate, and also the mother, your mother as well. And then the rising sign is all about you, everything, the way you pretend, the mask, what you wear. It's everything. If you have to move, if you have to get married, this is your life, what you are living right now. So we're gonna start with Aries, rising sun and moon. And the new moon actually gonna happen in your 11th house in Aquarius. And Aquarius, everything to do with friendships, network, and social causes. So, for example, it's going to affect anything to do with your friendships, with your collaborative projects. And because it's going to trine Jupiter, the new moon, it could bring new opportunities to actually have new friends or collaborate with a group, like-minded individuals over here. So you can start to work on a group project, something maybe which, because of you people have some kind of similar interest or similar goals. Maybe you are going to do a non-profit. Maybe you are collecting for the affected areas, like areas which is the affected by the fire or the war, and you just want to do a non-profit for that. Or you can also do some kind of startup, anything to do with a social enterprise, anything to do with a new kind of community. You can also tackle some kind of social injustice as well, and you can actually initiate some kind of movement somehow. Or you are capable also to become a mentor or seeking for a mentor during this time out from your social circle. And you want to really achieve, and 11th house also is the money from your career, so you might going to get promoted. But if you take on to promotion, and if you are really bold and ambitious, careful with Icarus over here, because of if you aim very, very high, you can actually get hurt, and your wings can get on fire. So just, be careful over here. Make sure you are grounded and you are also critical with yourself. What can you do and what you can do? But definitely you're going to engaging with more people right now. You can actually have some kind of public speaking because it will trying to Jupiter and also trying to Tyche. And Tyche is going to bring in new opportunities for you. You can have some kind of job in a technological field, for example, or but you can be pretty passionate about. You can also do some kind of presentation and some kind of public speaking as well. But your audience could be maybe online, so you can start an online school as well. Yeah, but don't burn out because Icarus is over here. And also it squares Vesta, and Vesta is dedication and devotion and service, right? And it could be the square could bring in like, all right, I do too much and I'm exhausted and I'm burning out. And my social life, professional life is really overwhelming and I overcommitted. And how can I actually put some kind of boundaries and have less social obligation somehow to focus on myself. And if you are doing some kind of humanitarian efforts, it could bring in some kind of unbelievable, fortunate opportunity for you, which is going to fulfill your soul, and you're gonna be really happy about that. Taurus rising sun and moon, it's going to happen in your 10th house. 10th house, anything to do with your public life, your career, your social image over here, your reputation, right? So, for example, it could bring in a new marriage. Maybe you're going to get doctorate from something because Jupiter is going to trine with it. And even if Jupiter is in detriment, definitely it's gonna grow your career. Something what you studied, you learned, going to actually bring you more money, more value somehow. Your hard work is paying off and it's giving you recognition and success. It could bring in not only a new career, but it could bring in actually a new job as well. It could bring in something to do with maybe an opportunity to buy a renter property or having employees or showcase something what you were worked on for a long time, a project, and it's going to get a big ovation. You're going to get recognized. Some of you might going to get a Nobel Prize or maybe an award, something to do with even a political award over here. Anything to do because of you contributed to something which was uh, for the greater good, perhaps. And it's good to mention, and your name is going to definitely get some recognition. Your public image is going to get in the line over here, the limelight. And you have to balance out your career and your personal life, definitely, because of you can actually neglect your personal life right now and put all your effort. And the family can be very, very frustrated right now with you. But also you're going to have some kind of unconventional career approach, the breakthrough, anything to do with technology or humanitarian work or, um, adopting to technology to cutting edges and cutting, for example, big pace. That's why you're going to maybe learn about AI or how to actually use ChatGPT or things like that. But you also have to be careful with Icarus because it's going to conjunct Icarus over here. And, it could be like your public image could burn and it's just a 15 minutes fame because of you do some mistake. And just careful and stay grounded over here. But also, because of this is a fresh start, and because it is actually trining with Jupiter and Tishe, it could be some kind of amazing opportunity for yourself to campaign or just create a crowdfund as well. Um, or there is definitely going to have your professional life supported by Tishes especially, and you're going to have this because you collaborate with others, or maybe you get the Nobel Prize together with someone or some kind of recognition with someone, red carpet, right? It's going to also increase your finances as well. Or you can just simply become a mentor of someone. All right, Gemini rising sun and moon is going to happen in your ninth house of travel, education, and philosophy. It's also long distance traveling and your sibling, export, import, and anything to do with your podcast, publication, broadcasting, TV series, and also what I wanted to say over here, passport and immigration area as well. So, you're going to know something. You're going to learn something new over here. So it's opening up an opportunity for higher education, for traveling and some kind of spiritual exploration. You might going to change your religious. You can actually marry it for the second time as well, but definitely it could bring in some kind of opportunity to travel or learn languages, and because of this opportunity your worldview going to change right now, and it's bringing in actually a new philosophy, a new spiritual practice. But also because of, it's trine with Jupiter, it is like abundance. So somebody might going to pay your student loan, or somebody wants you to succeed and helping you to enroll in school, for example, or paying your trip abroad, for example, where you're going to learn a new language, or you're going to get a PhD, for example, but somebody is there to help you. And then it could be also something to do with an opportunity to go abroad and live abroad. You can get a passport and you can get your green card or citizenship during this time. And there is a lot of personal growth. You can actually get reconnected with a friend, or with a sibling, if you were at least like have some kind of gap in your relationship, exchange relationship over here. So you can definitely do that. And it could be something to do with publishing. Maybe you're going to have a big break, and something to publish a book, or it could be like you published the book before, but it's going to become famous right now or bestseller right now. But it also could bring in some kind of opportunity to start YouTubing and taking risk, taking risk and moving forward or moving into another country, for example. And you can actually break through from old belief system, and something, because Vesta is squaring over here, and you're just going to embrace something new here, something what you didn't know before, but it's a new ideology. But the old one was limiting you and you don't believe in anymore. Cancer rising sun and moon. It's going to happen in your eighth house of shared resources, transformation, and intimacy. There could be some kind of financial windfall from shared resources, maybe a good prenup, maybe a good tax return, maybe a medical malpractice turns for your favor, an insurance claim coming in for you, and it's bringing a financial windfall for you. Maybe you divorced and the settlement is very, very welcoming at this moment, or you get just an inheritance, right? It could be that. So it's fruition over here with money. On the other hand, that is a deep personal transformation as well, and it's a rebirth. As I said, it's a personal rebirth. You could get rid of some kind of childhood trauma. Maybe you've been abused sexually, and right now you found a great psychologist, or a therapy where you are actually cleansing. You can get rid of family karma as well. Anything to do with, if you actually had some kind of issue with cyber security, and they stolen your identity, you could hire someone from FBI, or a private detective, and it could solve your issues. You can also leave behind limiting beliefs as well. So a therapy could help. You're going to find a shrink, for example, and you might going to have a shared investment with someone, which is going to be great for long term. It's also, anything to do with real estate because of it is trining with Jupiter. So it could be something to do with a real estate investment, or you are paying off a mortgage, or that's through some kind of inheritance as well. So it could be that. Or you are just doing a will, a trust right now. So definitely could be positive here. And maybe your romantic partner is want to have more intimacy, or maybe your romantic partner or your significant other makes more money during this time. Definitely emotional breakthrough as well. But because of it's also squares with Vesta and Icarus is over here as well, if it is intimacy, then it's reminding you, please don't cheat because you can burn yourself and you can lose everything. Or squares with Vesta, obvious that could be an emotional breakout as well. So we need to think about this as well. Because of, yeah, it could lead to some kind of ending, some kind of, like, okay, but do I really want this relationship? Or is this relationship actually only sexual, or is it love also involved? All right, but Tyche is here to trine with the eighth house, and that is definitely a good luck in finances. All right, Leo, rising sun and the moon, it's going to happen in your seventh house of relationship, partnership, contract. That is the people who are following you, your subscribing people, your alliances, legal matters as well. So, this is a fresh start in your romantic life. You can actually have a new beginning. You might going to get engaged, meet someone, or actually you are capable to also get married. Jupiter trine is going to bring in growth in your personal and professional life, but it is through partnership. So that could be like maybe your recent relationship gonna get and go to marriage, but the person who you marry with, it's going to be very rich. Or it could bring in a business partnership, and the other one is really really creative, who collaborate with you, and because of that it's going to actually increase the finances of your business as well. Definitely could be some kind of beneficial contract because Jupiter trine and Tyche trine over here, something which is long term and something which is actually connected with creative fields as well. So anything to do with, it's luck. It's also something to do with maybe. Some kind of joyous and pleasurable business here as well for you guys, but creativity is involved for sure. And then what else is happening here? You want personal freedom and you have the needs for that, and you have to address that with your partner. Maybe because you're getting actually engaged or married, and you feel like you are choking a little bit because it squares with Vesta, and you are devoted for your partner, but you don't want to share all your time with your partner, and you feel like you are choking because you need some boundaries and some kind of space because it's not healthy to be together all the time. Yeah, but on the other hand, it's great and fortunate and lucky to actually attract, support and growth from partners, and not just romantic, but also business partners as well. Virgo rising sun and moon, it's going to happen in your sixth house of health, work, daily routine. This is your Airbnb, this is your rental property, this is your employees, your employer, this is your tenant, your landlord, and your dogs or small pets over here. So, for example, you can get a healthier lifestyle right now. You can get dedicated right now to create some kind of new fitness program or new therapy, anything that supports your health. you're gonna go to the doctor, right? And you're gonna promise to yourself, I'm going to keep up with my doctor appointments. And it could be also like you are willing to buy a new rental property, or it could be something to do with like you can adopt right now something and a pet. Or actually, it could heal if you have a pet with seizures, it could heal them, for example, or give an opportunity with some kind of new technology, which could be, or new treatment, which could be really beneficial. But also, it could bring in a new tenant or a new employee as well, a new job for you, which could be creative because it's trying to Jupiter and it's giving you growth and money. It's going to increase your salary. Maybe you're going to have flexible hours and you're going to really happy about that, and it's going to affect your health on the positive way. Or maybe the new pet what you're going to adopt or buy going to actually help and bring in harmonious balance. Anything to do with your daily routine, you're going to get really, really dedicated to it, even if it squares with Vesta, it is like a pushing energy, like, yes, I have to do it because otherwise I won't get healthy. I know I'm responsible for myself and I do have a lot of tasks, but I still need to maintain something with my health. But it's also conjunct with Icarus, and Icarus is, it could bring you some kind of burnout over here. So, for example, don't over promise because of then, or don't overwork. I know the overtime work it pays sometimes triple, but then you are putting your health in risk. So be careful. Definitely, a new treatment could come in, which is going to be very fortunate for you. Anything to do with, or you can actually open some kind of holistic supplement stores, or you can start to study maybe herbalism or nutrition, something like that. But you can also open a yoga studio or gym during this time. Libra rising sun and moon, it's going to happen in your fifth house of creativity, romance, and self-expression, right? It's also lottery and children. It's going to trine with Jupiter and it's going to bring in growth in your creativity field. You might going to hire a new agent or manager. You can have a new baby. You can get pregnant or a lover because it's romance as well. Or you might going to actually unexpectedly win the Powerball. And, it could be amazing. Or, you're just going to actually have something completed, maybe a music, or just start to write a lyrics or produce something or anything to do with, for example, conventions as well, because it's Uranus ruled Aquarius. It's very, very genius. So you might going to have some kind of workshops you want to attend or create, for example. And then also it's new romantic opportunity. As I said, you can have a lover, and Jupiter is expensive. It's bringing in excitement and romance and a lot of romance, for example. And then also, because of it's going to conjunct Icarus, so be mindful. And if you are actually living in relationship and then you have a romance on the side, it can burn you. You can be actually like caught, and your relationship with your significant other could end during this time. But on the other hand, it is like also if you are risking, because fifth house also investment, don't put all your eggs in one basket, right? Make sure you have a comfort zone. Make sure you are checking all the possibilities over here and the risk as well. So just go step by step. And also it could bring in some kind of burnout because of you are always you are not sleeping because you have a new relationship and you are up all night. because you have a lot of intimacy, and then you are going into work or to school like crazy tired, so it could bring in a burnout. But also because it's trine with Tyche, and Tyche is really favorable. Some of you might going to, as I said, win the lottery over here. And you can have some kind of new creative hobbies as a outlet, and anything to do with writing, poetry, dancing, and actually it could increase your finances as well. All right, Scorpio rising, sun and moon. What can happen for you? It's going to happen in your fourth house of home, family, emotional foundation, history, anything to do with your real estate and living situation. And here it is, time to Jupiter, It could be like, I can buy a home, for example, my dream home, or I'm going to redecorate or renovate something right now. Anything what I desire, actually, it's going to create more value because I want to not just buy, maybe some of you want to sell your house and you'd create something beautiful, so you're going to get higher value for your home as well. Something going to be really vibrant about your living situation. And you can also connect more deeply with family. You can actually be in the circle, right? Maybe you felt like you are not in the circle. Maybe you felt like your wife and children are really connected, but somehow you didn't feel connected. And somehow right now you're going to have a heart-to-heart conversation with every member of your family to resolve this conflict. Icarus is over here and conjunct with this new moon, There is conflict. There is like, okay, you guys want to reach way too high. I'm here to be the grounding person, and you all turn against me. So there is a conflict over here, but you have to actually confront and initiate some kind of deep emotional connection with your ancestors or with your family members. And you have to invest in your home peace and security as well, because there is Vesta which is going to square with it, and because of that, that could be some kind of issues. And also, like they're going to check you how devoted to the family responsibilities, and if you are not, then it could be leading to some kind of issues between you and your significant other, or with your children, or with your mother and father figure, But it does trine with Jupiter, so it is going to bring in eventually some kind of peace and comfort and growth. And it's definitely going to bring in some kind of balance and happiness. And also because of Tyche is also over here, Tyche is also going to bring in luck and fortune in family matters. You might going to get money from a mother or father figure to maybe pay down payment, or from inheritance to your new home. Sagittarius rising, sun and moon. Aquarius is in our third house of communication, learning, local travel, younger sibling, anything to do with relatives, nieces, nephews, aunt, uncles, anything to do with skill-based study and actually craftsmanship, right? Anything to do with your vehicles, with your neighbors. So what's happening over here? You are going to maybe launch a new communication project, writing ventures, anything to do with online courses as well. So it could become really, really successful within 6 months because it's trine with Jupiter. So actually it's a growth. It is engagement with your audience and going to attract new followers, and it's going to do it quickly, right? And it's also trine with Tyche, which is like abundance over here. So I'm a Sagittarius rising myself, and I just started free courses, which is going to be available in February, March, and April. And obviously, this is really something which could happen with us Sagittarius people or Sagittarius rising people. It could be like something to do with new craftsmanship. You might going to learn something about technology, AI, or you can hire someone who is actually doing your videos, or who is actually helping you with AI and connection with your audience as well. So this could be very profitable half year for you guys. But the thing is over here, Icarus, the conjunction with Icarus, you might going to have and really bored and like maybe you're taking a lot of risk over here and you're not capable to actually bring in this what is that uh, to stay committed or to to fulfill your promises. So careful what you are doing, or hire the right people to help you, for example, with social media. And then you are capable also to publish a book, and it could be a bestseller. There is also a new learning opportunity for you, not just to do a seminar, but attending one as well. And also connect with like-minded people because Jupiter is trining over here and Jupiter is in the seventh house. So it is actually the people, subscribers, for example, also anything to do with digital marketing, the graphic design, cryptocurrency related situation. It could be like really help you to succeed. Even your crypto portfolio could actually be increasing right now. But it could be some kind of local tension as well because it squares with Vesta, maybe from the neighborhood or the immediate environment. It could be something to do with siblings or coworkers or neighbors, anything to do, you are overwhelmed, the way you communicate, maybe they misunderstanding, you are very devoted. You need to actually stay grounded somehow. That's what I feel. And also, there could be unexpected lack in traveling coming in, guys, because Tyche is here and they are training, and there is a new opportunities. Anything to do with international conferences, seminars, something to do and related to foreign land. Maybe you're gonna do a workshop, a retreat somewhere, and it's going to bring in people for you and new energy. Or you're just gonna go somewhere where is a bucket list traveling and you're going to really love it and change your perspective and worldview. And then it's going to, the new moon also going to help you to reconnect maybe with a sibling, for example, something to do with your environment. Maybe there is a project that you're going to take on, but maybe in your community, or you will be asked to lead the community somehow. Capricorn rising, sun, and moon is going to happen in your second house, and anything to do with your personal resources, values, that's your integrity, the food what you are actually eating, that's the second house, is the money what you are making, that's your income. And it could bring in a new job, a sidekick job, a new hobby, for example, which is going to make your self-worth actually better. And, anything to do with tech-driven investment or digital assets or some kind of unconventional source of income you can discover. Or, because it's trying to Jupiter, it's definitely going to bring in growth and abundance for you and some kind of new financial opportunity. And because of it's also rules cryptocurrency, right? So then the financial market, the Trine to Jupiter and Tyche, it could be like, all right, my crypto portfolio, the values of my cryptos are raised significantly. But also it's actually conjunct Icarus. It says, okay, take risk, but be mindful and stay grounded. And as I said, Icarus could burn itself. So don't put $200,000 in something what you don't know, because you can lose it all if you are not grounded. Uh, Definitely, it could lead to some kind of high risk, investment in stock or technology or speculative real estate as well. Something to crowdfund, but careful, as I said before. Anything to do with your values, with your material needs, it's trying to Jupiter, this new moon, so it could actually satisfy your material needs. And the way you eat, it's also going to change. It's going to be, maybe you are craving for more fatty food because Jupiter is something to do with fatty as well. Maybe you're going to start some kind of what is that ketogenic diet because you want to lose weight, or maybe you have some kind of issue with seizures. Oh my God, I can't pronounce it, or something to do with neurological issues, and ketogenic actually helping neurological issues and seizures, guys. So, but on the other hand, because Vesta is the asteroid of devotion and it is squares with Vesta, there is a tension, a frustration over here with financial responsibilities. You are like, why I am the only one who has responsibilities, who has to work, who has to invest, and no one else in the family does that. It's really hustling. And if you are working as a stock broker or someone who is actually day trading, it could be really like bringing you some kind of anxiety over here. And then, also because it's Trine Tyche, it could be some kind of financial lack and it's unexpected. It could be some sudden bonus or inheritance or some kind of huge profit for investment as well. And then on the other hand, you're going to create financial independence, but I see, and which could be really, really great for you. All right, Aquarius rising sun and moon is going to happen in your first house. Self identity, personal expression, the way you represent your company or yourself. So that is a major transformation over here. Your mindset, your goals, everything is going to change. Your appearance is going to change. Your worldview is changing. You are going to be really authentic and stay authentic. I mean, be authentic, change to be authentic. You don't want to fit in the mold anymore. You don't want to follow the ships. Your lifestyle is changing as well. It could be something with boost your confidence and self-worth as well. You can actually have new talents and new beliefs, which is actually going to help you to expand your friendship zone, for example, because it's trining with Jupiter, right? So it's going to bring you luck. And it's going to bring you actually some kind of opportunity to be passionate about you. And it could be online or through social media or blogging or, public speaking as well, to express yourself authentically and making an impact on the world and on your audience. You will take bold steps, definitely, which is actually changing your whole entire life. But, when you're taking a risk, make sure you are grounded. I understand you want to break free from old patterns and do it. And you have a lot of confidence and ambition. That's great. But, make sure you are actually have the right, like partners to talk to, or you have the right advices before you are taking risk over here. Definitely don't surround yourself with toxic people. Get rid of everyone who is actually uh, right now pulling you down and pulling you back. But there is something where you have to avoid burnout because of it's going to square with Vesta, and you can take on to too many responsibility, and it's going to create some kind of tension because it's going to demand a lot of your time. Something new and new. For example, you can become a CEO, or you can open up a new business, and it could bring you some kind of burnout. But definitely the trying to Tyche going to bring in a stroke of luck. It could bring in lottery winning, fortune, anything which is going to really make you feel positive because it's aligning with your new values. It's a lucky break for you guys. It's a windfall. And also, overcoming some kind of stagnation from the past because you get some new clarity, and that's going to help you. All right, Pisces rising, sun and moon, you know, it's going to happen in your 12th house. 12th has anything to do with your secret enemy ending, subconscious. It is, um, the word of underprivileged, but also it's filmography, photography, art, compassion as well. So, it's going to trine with Jupiter, and Jupiter is actually the ruler, the traditional ruler of your sign. That's your old avatar. So definitely there is going to be some kind of psychological transformation over here. Anything that was buried in your subconscious, it's going to actually come up, and you are capable to actually break free some kind of trauma, past trauma over here. Anything what was unsolved in your childhood, and you feel like, all right, something is actually keeping me back to become successful, that is going to go through a change, and you break through. You might going to have a shrink. Maybe you're going to get to hypnotherapy, but it's going to help you. Maybe you're going to go for a retreat and start ayahuasca, or it could be psychedelic mushrooms, or anything that could help with your depression. For example, if you feel depressed, don't forget, Saturn is in your sign, and if it's connected with your moon or sun, it could create depression and overwhelming. Saturn could be really overwhelming. So, anything to do with your 12th house, you can get a job in the field of, if you are actually a hospital a director or a nurse, or, someone who is in an addictology, psychiatric nurse, something like that, hypnotherapist, you can start to study hypnotherapy as well. Or you can create a boutique hotel, a retreat center as well during this new moon, and it could unfold during the next 6 months for you guys. Definitely you have to be careful with Icarus, because Icarus is very ambitious over here, and maybe you take on to a lot of debt, for example, to create a healing garden. And you don't see you are going deeply into some kind of debt here. So it could also affect your relationship as well, and your career, because of it could bring in some kind of issues, because it could bring in, like, okay, for example, you are way too much, you may be using too much psychedelic, or you are going to retreat all the time because you want to get healed, but somehow the other person who live with you doesn't want that, or cannot connect with you anymore. uh, so, but also, because of the new moon is also going to trine Jupiter, and it is something to do with your spiritual beliefs, with your philosophy. It is encouraging you to transform yourself, and it's going to bring in a spiritual awakening for you guys. Definitely will. And anything to do with astrology, meditation, Reiki, shamanism, it will, and you will engage into these practices, and it will support your spiritual growth, your human revolution. So if you want to go to a retreat, to and get isolated, to reflect on the past, go ahead. It could be really great for you, but it squares with Vesta, and it could bring in some kind of challenges, like if you are going to a retreat and you have ayahuasca, and you are not capable to connect to people anymore the way you are, or you did before, and your social obligations are going to be actually out of your focus after this. And also, it could be some kind of breakthrough, because it's also trying Tyche, and Tyche is the amazing revolutions and unexpected breakthroughs. Anything to do with your subconscious dreams, and it's going to bring in sudden windfall also for you. But I would believe it's going to bring in windfall for us, which is life changing, with downloading information. You can write a book, or a script, and the next 6 months, and it's going to become very famous, and that's how it's going to bring in actually money and windfall. So definitely amazing personal transformation, and let go of old beliefs or old religion, and just moving forward over here. All right, guys. So I did talk a lot, and I have to stop drinking coffee because it's late night. All right, Cosmo right now is started to bark. I don't know. He's cuckoo. He's always barking a lot, my dog. But all right, so what's gonna happen right now? I just wanted to come up with a meditation for you guys. And if you would like to join me over here, you're welcome. You can put some kind of you know, rain falling behind, which is going to take you to a calm place, or some kind of frequency healing music on a, very low, because I'm going to talk over here. So let's start the meditation. And it's going to be actually a meditation about this new Aquarius moon. All right, guys. Take a moment to settle into a quiet, comfortable space. Close your eyes and take a deep breath. As you breathe in, feel the air, fill your lungs. As you exhale, release any tension or stress from your body, letting go of any thoughts or distractions. With each breath, allow yourself to relax more deeply. Imagine that you are standing in a vast open meadow under the night sky. The air is cool and crisp, but there is a warmth coming from deep within the earth, as if the very ground beneath you is alive with energy. Above you, the sky is dark and expansive, with no visible rays from the new moon. Instead, the sky is full of stars, but not just ordinary stars. These stars twinkle like millions of eyes watching over you, offering guidance, and they create a pattern in the sky. You begin to work through the middle, each step carrying you deeper into the unknown, and as you walk, you feel stirring within you. Something is shifting, something deep inside you. You are a caterpillar, inching forward, feeling the call of transformation. You are not yet the butterfly, but you are beginning the journey. The energy is palpable, and as you look around, you see a distant light, a glow that shows you to move closer and ask you to move closer. The Milky Way above you creates a shimmering path in the darkness, guiding you towards a large, ancient cave. Inside the cave, you feel an intense yet peaceful energy. You are not alone here. Alongside you are people you haven't met yet, but you feel an immediate connection. These people are your soul tribe, those who share your values, your respect for life and for each other. The cave is warm, but not in a fiery, overwhelming way. The warmth seems to come from the very walls, which glow softly with the light that reflects the twinkling stars above. You notice that this light seems to mirror the stars in the sky, and they twinkle as though alive. They are not just ordinary lights. They are the manifestation of knowledge, of wisdom, and personal growth. As you step deeper into the cave, you find a space near a crackling bonfire. The fire burns brightly, but instead of casting harsh shadows, it reflects the soft glow of the stars above. You sit down by the fire, and as you do, you feel a rush of emotions. You realize that this moment is a turning point. You are no longer just a caterpillar moving slowly in the dark, but the butterfly, beginning to spread its wings in the warm glow of new possibilities. The fire flickers and crackles, creating shifting shadows that dance across the cave walls. You sit quietly, taking in the moment, and the shadows do not feel threatening. They represent the parts of you that you have hidden, the parts of you that have been forgotten or neglected. The shadow is not something to be feared, it's something to embrace. These shadows are not dark forces, they are simply parts of your waiting to be acknowledged, understood, and integrated. As you sit there, you realize that the Icarus conjunction is calling you to take a bold leap. Just like Icarus, who flew too close to the sun, you are being called to take risk both in your personal life and your relationship. This risk might feel daunting, but they are necessary for your growth. You know now that you must embrace change, even if it feels uncertain or scary. You have the courage of Icarus, but with the wisdom of Aquarius new moon. You understand not to get too close to the fire. This time you are aware. You are aware of balance, taking the lift without losing your way, knowing your limits, and ensuring that your wings are strong enough to carry you to new heights without falling. Your wings are ready, and with Aquarius energy, you soar with calculated confidence, ready to transform. The Vesta square is the reminder that you must not burn yourself out in the process. You are part of a community, but you must not lose yourself in it. Balance your passion with self care. The people around you, your soul tribe will support you, but you must be mindful of your energy. Don't sacrifice your own needs for others. As you look up the stars above the fire, you notice that the twinkling light seems to grow brighter. They are guiding you, showing the way forward. The Tyche Trine is working in your favor, bringing unexpected blessing. Your life journey is unfolding, and you can feel the new path forming beneath your feet. What seemed like a dark sky is now filled with the light of possibility, of new beginning. Your destiny is calling, and you are ready to answer. Take a deep breath. As you do, count down from 1 to 10. With each number, release anything that no longer serves you. Let go of fears, doubts, and old patterns. As you inhale, feel yourself stepping into the future with confidence, brave, and ready to embrace the transformation that is underway. Count right now from 1 to 10. Feel the energy, the confidence. When you are ready, slowly bring your awareness back to the present moment. Carry with you the wisdom and insight you receive. The stars, the fire, and the light of the Milky Way will always be there to guide you. Inhale deeply, and as you exhale, slowly open your eyes, bringing with you the peace and empowerment of this transformative journey. All right, guys, thank you so much to being here with me and listening, commenting, subscribing. And I appreciate every single comment below, and let me know how did it work out for you, because I know I answer for you all the time. So if you would like to have a personal reading, then you can check out my website, which is urbanwitch.org. Also, you can share my videos so other people can benefit from that as well. And I have a lot of opportunities right now because I'm doing the palmistry phase diagnosis course, I'm doing the karma, and I'm doing the medical, like the medical astrology course in April as well. And we're going to learn about how to actually see autism or dementia or suicide in the chart and how to help our loved ones during this as well. So also, everything is on sale for me and it's on discounted. All the 2025 prediction, every single sign, I wrote about 120, 140 pages, and I did a 3 to 3.5 hour videos to each individual sign. So let me know if you would like to purchase some. You can check my website. There is my actually email address, which is karmakrista@gmail.com. And also, I have a financial astrology and 45 stock analysis for the year. If you would like to do day trading, and if you would like to do your own research, please reach out. Thank you so much to being over here for me and all your support. Bye for now.